It's round 13 of the series. It's the last race before the summer break. We're in Budapest, Hungary for the Hungarian Grand Prix. So it's the last race before the summer break here in Hungary. Then we go on to a triple header when we return in a month's time in August. Belgium, Netherlands and Italy form part of the three races, the last ones in Europe. Then it's the flyaways again in Asia with Singapore and Japan as well in early October. A 2-week break before a double header, United States and Mexico. Another 2-week break and then we go to Brazil and the season rounds out the 20th of November in Abu Dhabi. Max Verstappen leads the title now by 63 points to Charles Leclerc, 233 to 170. Sergio Perez is just 7 points back to Charles Leclerc now as well. Carlos Sainz is closing in on the battle, so is George Russell. Lewis Hamilton is in 6th, too far back on the board. Lando Norris is 7th along with Esteban Ocon, Valtteri Bottas and Fernando Alonso is rounding out the top 10. Further down the board, Kevin Magnussen is 11th, followed then by Daniel Ricciardo, Pierre Gasly, Sebastian Vettel, Mick Schumacher, Yuki Tsunoda, all in a very close fight. Zhou Guanyu is 17th, Lance Stroll is 18th, Alexander Albon, the last driver with points on 3, Nicholas Latifi and Nico Hulkenberg, still no points. Latifi, the biggest concern there. Red Bull Racing lead the way on 396 points in the Constructors' Championship, Ferrari on 314, Mercedes on their own in 3rd on 270, Alpine of 93, McLaren 89, Alfa Romeo are just now ahead of Haas who are now in a battle with AlphaTauri, Aston Martin 9th on 19, Williams are now 10th, still only on 3 points. We're in Budapest, Hungary. It's the Hungarian Grand Prix, and this is your Grand Prix preview. Let's take a look around this Hungaroring circuit here in Budapest, a 2.738 mile circuit, 14 turns and only one DRS zone down the start-finish straight. It's tight and twisty, described as Monaco without the barriers. On board with the Alpine then, that stormed to victory here last year. Head down towards turn number 1. Over 300 kilometers an hour in 8th gear. Flat out with the DRS open. In towards turn number 1. A heavy braking zone. Flick the car into the right. A double apex. DRS open again then as you run down towards turn number 2. It's downhill under the bridge as well. Triple apex second corner. It's easy for the car to ease out wide. Let it. It doesn't destroy the tyres. Through turn 3. 6th gear. Rise up, 7th gear, the top of the hill before turn 4, flick it in, 5th gear corner. Then at turn 5, it's a 4th gear corner, drop down again, rise up the hill. The track narrows down as well as you come in towards turn 6 and 7, 3rd gear corner, very tight chicane, absolutely single file. Through the Mickey Mouse section now at 8, 9 and 10, 4th gear, 5th gear, then back up into 6th gear as well as you're continuing to rise up the pressure as well. Try not to let the car go too wide here at the exit at turn 9, don't go all fields off the road. Drop down then, once again out of turn 11, nice to move into turn 12, 3rd gear corner, back up the accelerator, sort of right about 180 kilometers an hour, round turn 13, a long sweeping double apex left-hander, turn 14, quite like the Nürburgring here as well, a long sweeping right with a double apex hairpin, back onto the start-finish line, and that is a lap of the Hungaroring in Budapest, Hungary. Hello everybody and welcome to the Hungarian Grand Prix weekend. We are underway for what I think is going to be an absolutely spectacular weekend as well. We've got rain in the air for qualifying, an uncertain race day forecast as well, and we are going to be in for a very good Grand Prix. Hungary always delivers. Remember last year as well, the bowling pin effect we had at turn 1, and then on the restart, only Lewis Hamilton taking the 5 red lights, and then going on as well that we had Esteban Ocon taking his first ever win in Formula 1. There is so much to look forward to, but of course the big news coming into this weekend that I've been talking about since Imola when I first heard the rumours as well. Now finally it came true yesterday. Sebastian Vettel, the 4-time world champion, is retiring from Formula 1 at the end of the 2022 season. Now we'll be talking more about it in the practice session as well well, showing you his speech as well that he put onto Instagram. But we have to talk about why Vettel decided to retire from Formula One. He says he called the decision not something he took overnight as well. And in his video, he went on to say who he really is. Sebastian Vettel, he's a father to 3 children and a husband to a wonderful wife. He's a very passionate person. He's a very motivated person as well. He loves meeting people who are just as passionate about things as well. He gets enthusiastic about seeing that in people as well. He's a tolerant person as well. And of course, as we've seen throughout the year, he very much is on the environmental charge as well to fight climate change as well. Sebastian Vettel, one of the all-time greats of Formula One, and also alongside drivers such as Lewis Hamilton as well. He really has been at the forefront of diversity in Formula One and trying to educate as well as acceptance. And I think, honestly, Sebastian has been one of our greatest ever drivers. He's a 4-time world champion. If people say, oh yeah, well, Sebastian only won those because he was in a dominant car, Lewis Hamilton won 7 championships in a dominant car as well. It doesn't matter. Sebastian is a great world champion and he's a great driver. He has matured over the past couple of years as well. Ever since he joined Ferrari, he sort of matured as a driver as well, and he's got better things gone along. In the past 2 seasons as well with Aston Martin, he's been a completely different person in many of opinions. So definitely I think we're going to miss him as well. But that has kicked off the silly season rumours already about who is going to replace Sebastian at Aston Martin next year. Right, Lance Stroll is locked in. His dad owns the team. We know that as well. There's no getting rid of him. But who's going to be alongside him? Well, there's, to my eyes, 3 candidates. One would be Oscar Piastri, but I don't think he'll want to leave what should be a sure thing at Renault. 2, I could see Nico Hülkenberg stepping in for another year as well and getting another crack at Formula One, but I don't really think that's fair. He's an older driver now as well. He's nearing retirement age anyway, and to put him in there for a year, I think would make sense, but anything longer, no, it's not fair to the younger talent coming up. But we could see Nico Hülkenberg back in Formula One for a season next year. The third option as well, which seems to be making the most logical sense, is Daniel Ricciardo, because Daniel Ricciardo has very much said that he's got a contract with McLaren to the end of 2023, but McLaren have said themselves as well that there is a clause in Daniel's contract that says he can leave the team early. Now, we know that McLaren have been on sort of a recruitment drive across IndyCar as well. They've got Pato O'Ward, Alex Palou, Colton Herta all lined up to possibly take a seat alongside Lando Norris next season. So if Danny's feeling a bit unwanted in the team, it makes sense maybe for him to go there. The one driver who has shot himself in the foot in many respects is Pierre Gasly. Gasly wants to get out of the AlphaTauri Red Bull program, and he had a perfect opportunity to go to Aston Martin here, but he signed on for another 2 seasons as well, so he's locked in. Esteban Ocon is locked in as well at Alpine. So we've got this strange driver market going on where really it's all deciding on what McLaren does, not what Aston Martin does. So we need to see what that's going to foretold on the summer break. The fourth option as well, which has quietened down in the past couple of weeks as well, is that we could see Mick Schumacher taking Sebastian Vettel's seat. Aston Martin in Imola as well, there's a rumour that began to circulate that Sebastian would retire at the end of the year, but mid-season he would swap seats with Mick Schumacher. Haas wanted a world champion in their car to develop it, and Aston were very keen on Mick Schumacher getting in as well and developing that relationship going forward. So now we've arrived at the mid-season point. We now know Sebastian is retiring. So over the summer break, are we going to hear that Mick is joining the team for the remainder of the season? Or is Mick going to join the team next season? We're going to find out soon. I reckon as well it's a good possibility that Mick could end up there at Aston Martin. But that's the silly season rumours, and we're going to have more on that throughout the weekend as well. Getting into more topics said about this weekend as well. What Ricciardo has called Monza 2021, his biggest moment of his career as well, with a victory there as well. Alonso says that he's far from a podium finish, but hang on, why are we seeing this from Sochi as well? Well, I don't know what's happened there, but that was Sochi and for some reason. and now we're in Italy, so I need to get to Hungary on the media pen. Here we go. That's better. Now I'm on the right page. We get talking about it. Scripts the long pages as well. Verstappen expecting Ferrari to be super strong here as Perez looks to regain form. Sainz expects Ferrari to be competitive in Hungary, says the team need a clean weekend. That's, of course, after what happened in the French Grand Prix, where Sainz had to start from the back of the grid, came through for a very well-deserved couple of points as well, and a great battle strategy as well. I think he finished fifth in that race. Correct me if I'm wrong, might have been fourth, but I think Perez was fourth. But Charles Leclerc throwing away a open victory as well with a mistake he claims he made as well. Aloha to Handy as well, and a channel called Formula One says lol. Hello everybody, hello. But yeah, so it looks very much like we're going to see Ferrari back on form this weekend. It all depends on qualifying. It's going to be a wet qualifying as well. 90% chance of rain. The race day forecast says a 70% chance of rain as well. So that is going to come open as well. Groman says, is it an open victory? Yes, I think it very much is. That rain could really shake up the grid. Qualifying could be really shaken up as well. So I'm very much looking forward to it. My money, though, would definitely be on a Ferrari victory. Which one? I'm not sure. Whether it be Carlos Sainz or Charles Leclerc, I'll make an informed opinion after free practice 3. Because, of course, I'm not going to be commentating on qualifying. Megan Birch is leading that commentary while I do the Formula E race 1. And then on race day, I'm leading the commentary as well for F1 alongside Josh Plays and a very special guest as well, while Megan Birch and Ian Birch commentate on Formula E race 2. We're all over the place this weekend with so much coverage as well. It's unbelievable. I meant before Leclerc crash. Was Leclerc going to win from that lap 1? We did say as well in the broadcast it was very unlikely whether or not Leclerc would have won the race because of the Red Bull's pace, but Leclerc kept out in front and Verstappen was with him for a long time. Then Verstappen backed off and with that pit lane. It was 2.6 seconds down before the pit stop. So I think Leclerc could have actually won the race last weekend. So he did throw away what was an open victory. Anyway, we've got to pass up now as well because we've got a crossover ready for practice 1. We'll have all the news as well, all the drivers' briefings. We'll throw them in as well throughout the session, as you know we like to do, from the interviews in the paddock. But a little bit of a welcome to the weekend, getting used to everything, and a silly season rumour as well. We'll be back then. Here's what's happening this weekend. Today, we've got live coverage of Formula One's 2 practice sessions. And because this weekend is the London round, it's a British event, we have all of the Formula E sessions live here this weekend. So practice 1 watch along is at 5:10 as well. Saturday gets very confusing. So are you with me here? Because I've literally got a calendar of a timeline of event. On Saturday, you can join me and Megan for free practice 2 of Formula E. Then I will disappear and commentate on the Formula 3 sprint race. At the same time, Megan will be leading Formula E qualifying commentary as well. And then I'll be dipping in and out of that throughout as well. Then at the end of that, I'll go and lead Formula 1 practice 3. Then we've got a big gap because at 2:30 British Summer Time, we are live for Formula E Race 1 from London. I'm commentating at that. At 10 to the hour as well, we've got Megan Birch and Ian Birch covering the Formula 1 qualifying. And then at 5 o'clock British time as well, you can join us here for live coverage of IndyCar with the watch along. At the same time, Megan Birch will be commentating on the F2 sprint race as well, leading the commentary team. On Sunday, it's a bit of a mess as well. We've got Formula E Practice 3 with myself and Megan back in the commentary box chair. Then I'll be disappearing towards the end as I will go and do the F3 sprint race. The F2 feature race will be next with myself as well. Megan will once again lead the Formula E qualifying completely as well without me being in there. At 12 o'clock, we've got the British Touring Car Championship Race 1. That will be live as well from Scotland's Knockhill. Then at 1 o'clock British Summer Time, we'll have Formula One's Grand Prix live. And then at 2:50 once again, so 50 minutes into the F1 Grand Prix, Megan Birch and Ian Birch will go live as well for Formula E Race 2 from London as well. And as they're finishing that race, I will be starting the British Touring Car Race 2. That will be on delayed coverage as well. Straight after that, at 15 minutes past 5, so 5:15, you can join us live again for British Touring Car Race 3 from Knockhill. Then we're going to have a little bit of a break, about half an hour, and then at 6:30 till 7, you can join me for the Grand Prix review. That is how busy this weekend is. We've even got the W Series race thrown in there that I forgot to add in between practice 3 and qualifying. In fact, just looking at that, have we actually got room for that on the Saturday? Yes, we have. We've got a big gap. So in between practice 3 and Formula E race 1, we will have the W Series race as well. It is so confusing. 7 of the 13 series we cover are on this weekend, and it's all a big packed up weekend. So sit yourself down, get ready. Practice 1 from the Hungarian Grand Prix will be coming up next in around about 40 minutes time. You can join us for that. And then practice 2 is later on today, and practice 1 from the London E-Prix for Formula E is at 10 past 5. Thanks for your company. Stick with us this weekend as well. It is going to be absolutely bonkers. After this weekend, the clashes become a little bit easier to handle. But this weekend, the commentary team is being completely split up in every which way direction. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Thanks for your company. We'll see you later on. Bye for now.